Hey everyone, I'm back. Have you ever heard about people with incredibly strange thoughts? Like, they want to cut off their own limbs, or they genuinely believe they are already dead. Hard to believe, right? Today, we're going to dive into some real, very rare psychological illnesses that cause people to have bizarre behaviors and ideas about their own bodies and lives. Watch until the end to see if anyone around you might be dealing with one of these. Let's start.
1. Body integrity dysphoria.
Body integrity dysphoria is a psychological disorder where the patient feels that a part of their own body does not belong to them, and they desire to cut off or paralyze that part to feel complete. People with this syndrome are often dissatisfied with their body, even though it's perfectly healthy. They constantly feel that a specific body part like an arm, a leg, or even their entire lower half isn't theirs. They even say they wish their limbs could be removed so they could escape the discomfort and restlessness caused by this syndrome. Let's take a look at the case of this girl.
This woman found a psychologist who would help her to go blind by pouring drain cleaner into her eyes. Body integrity identity disorder is a rare and deeply disturbing mental health condition. People with BIID feel that a healthy limb, body part, or even their vision does not belong to them, or just that it shouldn't be there in the first place. They feel this overwhelming urge to get rid of it, which causes them to want to amputate a limb, become paralyzed, or even go blind.
Chloe Jennings White spends her days confined to a wheelchair. It's tough to get around, and she struggles with living in a world that isn't built for the disabled. However, Chloe is actually able to walk perfectly, and chooses to live her life like a paraplegic. BIID has led Chloe, a Cambridge University educated research scientist, to harm herself in a bid to become paraplegic for real.
I have fantasies about having a car wreck and becoming paraplegic from a car wreck.
The desire to become disabled or blind can be so extreme that it leads people to involve others that will help them, like doctors or even their psychologists. In one of the most shocking documented cases, Jewel Shuping dreamed of being blind for her entire life.
It was a need to go blind.
Jewel took the drastic decision to blind herself, and she researched the methods she would use.
I found that lye is very painful, although it does get the job done. I found that drain cleaner is a little less painful, although it does a lot of damage to the eye. Because drain cleaner was easily available to me, I went with that.
She found a psychologist willing to help her, and after 2 weeks of working together to make sure she was ready, they carried out Jewel's plan.
I laid down on the sofa and he sat next to me. 2 drops into each eye. My eyes were screaming. I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. In the moment, all I could think of was, I'm going blind, it's going to be okay.
In other rare cases, doctors have actually performed amputations or other procedures to satisfy the patient's urges.
London-born Chloe is on a quest to find a surgeon willing to operate in order to paralyse her legs forever.
I did find a surgeon in another country who would be prepared to do femoral and sciatic nerve transections to paralyze my legs.
It's horrifying to think that medical or mental health professionals, whose job is to help people, would actively assist these people who clearly need help to cause permanent disability or life-altering harm. Hi, I'm Julie. I talk about the weirdest, most insane things in the world, society, and a little bit of me. Follow me for more videos like this.
What do you think about this syndrome? Do you sympathize with them? Or are you judging them for doing this? Only those suffering from this mental illness truly understand that discomfort. I sincerely hope none of us ever have to face this condition.
2. Clinical vampirism.
Do real-life vampires truly exist outside of movies? Yes, they do. They are the people who suffer from clinical vampirism, blood-drinking syndrome. This is a rare psychological disorder where the person has an intense obsession with drinking blood, usually human or animal blood. This syndrome is not officially recognized in the Diagnostic Manual for Mental Illnesses, but it is mentioned in some medical literature.
Here are 5 things you didn't know about real vampirism cases in modern hospitals. First, documented patients with genuine photophobia so severe that ultraviolet light causes physical burns within seconds of exposure. These aren't ordinary skin conditions, but something medical science can't fully explain. Second, Emergency rooms have treated individuals whose reflections cannot be captured on security cameras or medical imaging equipment. The machines simply malfunction when trying to record these patients. Third, some patients have been documented consuming human blood for actual medical necessity. Their bodies reject all other forms of nutrition while showing rapid cellular regeneration that defies explanation. Fourth, certain rare genetic conditions cause fang-like tooth growth and extreme cravings for iron found only in fresh blood. These patients literally cannot survive without it. Fifth, several major hospitals maintain classified files on these cases. They've developed secret treatment protocols for what they internally call hemoglobin dependency syndrome. The medical community knows more about real vampirism than they're telling us.
By the way, if any of you want to know what a vampire is and how to become one, check out this video.
Vampires are real, but they're not exactly how you would expect. Vampire folklore goes way back, like even beyond the tales of Dracula. They stretch back thousands of years, even to some of the oldest civilizations on Earth. They actually started to be a thing back in ancient Egypt, in addition to Eastern Europe, so think like Transylvania. And fun fact, this is actually the castle that the movie Hotel Transylvania is like modeled after. In Egypt though, they weren't focused on like blood-sucking monsters. Egypt is a place where their belief for like the afterlife and immortality is very prevalent. And they didn't just want to live forever in the physical form like we would picture the modern vampire. Instead, they were seeking out spiritual immortality. That's why they mummified these bodies. It's funny because if you think about it, the mummy and the vampire are related. And they had a god named Sekhmet who drank blood in some myths. They also had other undead deities that were very similar to Sekhmet. And they all carried vampire-like ideas. They had similar mentalities in Romania. And in this region, they believed that if certain individuals had unfinished business, they could come back from the dead and finish the job. And these immortal souls were thought to have some sort of extraordinary power. And as this belief spread, the villagers would take extreme measures to make sure that these immortal beings would stay dead. And one of those methods, which is still really famous today, is the stake in the heart. They thought going to drastic measures would kill their immortal soul. Come over here for longer freaky videos.
Going back to the blood drinking syndrome, thankfully, this syndrome is not common, but it shows how the mind can make us crave strange things sometimes, even blood. If you see someone showing signs of this, they probably need serious mental health help.
3. Cotard syndrome.
Now, let's move on to a syndrome that sounds chilling just by its name. Cotard syndrome, or the walking corpse syndrome. People with this syndrome genuinely believe they are dead, that they have no organs, or that their body is decomposing even though they are alive and talking.
Cotard syndrome, aka the walking dead syndrome, is a really disturbing condition where a person is utterly convinced that they are dead, missing body parts, or do not entirely exist. Just imagine looking at yourself in the mirror, seeing your reflection, but you are completely convinced that it is a lifeless corpse. If you have Cotard syndrome, your skin might appear very pale and your eyes will look very hollow and devoid of life. You might also feel a cold internal emptiness, as if your veins are lacking blood, and a sense of overwhelming stench of rotting flesh emanating from your own body. It's a really freaky and scary thing to experience, and everyday people with this syndrome live with the sad affirmations that they don't exist. They may even refuse to eat because they're convinced that their body doesn't require sustenance because it's already deceased. Imagine having a conversation with a person who is totally convinced that their organs are decaying and that they are dead, even though you can see the living and breathing just fine. The exact cause is unknown, but it is believed to be linked to the aftermath of multiple mental health episodes. It's like your mind is a puzzle and the pieces just don't fit together anymore. The syndrome can isolate you from reality and loved ones, and the sheer intensity of this delusion can lead to dangerous behaviors, as you may neglect self-care or even seek ways to reconcile your perceived undead state with reality.
It really is proof of how the brain can make us believe the most irrational things. A conscious person whose brain activity resembles someone clinically dead. How scary! Have you ever felt like the world wasn't real? The next syndrome sounds harmless, but it's actually extremely dangerous physically. That is trichophagia, or the hair-eating syndrome.
4. Trichophagia.
Many people have the habit of biting their hair, but those with this syndrome actually eat their hair regularly. Why do they do it? and what happens to their body.
Hey everyone, have you ever found yourself chewing on the end of your hair? It might seem like a harmless habit, but for some, it can be a sign of something more serious, called Trichophagia, which is the compulsive eating of hair. This is often linked to trichotillomania, the urge to pull out one's own hair. While it might start small, swallowing hair can lead to serious health problems, like forming a hairball in the stomach that can cause blockages and require surgery. It's not just a quirky habit. It's a real condition that deserves attention and care. If you or someone you know is struggling with this, please know you're not alone and help is available. Talking to a doctor or a mental health professional is a brave first step. They can offer support and strategies to manage these urges. Remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more content. Stay safe and be kind to yourself.
If you still can't imagine the impact, watch this video. Warning, pause if you are eating.
This is a case of Trichophagia, a giant hairball which characteristically takes the shape of a patient's stomach. This was a 16-year-old with OCD and compulsive thoughts of picking and eating her hair. Pre-op imaging shows a large non-specific mass within the patient's stomach. Pre-op CT shows us, yes, the large hairball within the stomach, but more concerning is the free air within the abdomen, telling us there has been a perforation, and this is now a surgical emergency. Pre-op image taken by surgeons with their planning lines. And here it is as they remove the giant obstructing hairball from the patient's stomach and duodenum.
Ugh, lucky I wasn't watching that video while eating. It looks disgusting. Do you know who is most at risk of eating hair? Rapunzel, the long-haired princess. Hair cannot be digested, so if anyone has this habit, encourage them to seek help immediately.
5. Alien hand syndrome.
Imagine one of your hands suddenly stops obeying you. It starts spontaneously slapping your face or choking you. That is alien hand syndrome. How rare is this neurological syndrome? And what makes your hand have a will of its own?
If your hand starts to act on its own and chokes you, you probably have a condition called alien hand syndrome. This rare disorder occurs when the part of your brain connecting both sides is damaged. This causes the nerves in your hand to involuntarily fire, making it move by itself. And while choking is pretty rare, your alien hand can perform random tasks without your knowledge or approval.
I think I have alien hand syndrome. That's where you lose conscious control of your hand and starts acting like it's got a mind of its own.
Oh, like Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, exactly like Dr. Strangelove.
How long has this been going on?
This syndrome can cause you a lot of trouble. It can even harm you if there are knives or scissors nearby. You understand what I mean, right? But it's a crucial reminder that even the simplest bodily actions require a perfect connection within the brain. Never underestimate the power of the nervous system.
6. Epidermal nevus syndrome.
Hey everyone, have you ever seen strange skin patches kind of bumpy or growing in long streaks on someone's skin? The syndrome I'm about to talk about is epidermal nevus syndrome, ENS. A rare combination of a skin birthmark and internal organ issues. Let's find out how scary this syndrome can be.
So thank you guys for the love, the support, the comments, the prayers and everything. So we are getting ready, we are still speaking to the doctors. Shout out to all of you.
Simply put, epidermal nevus syndrome is when you have a large, bumpy streak on your skin that's the epidermal nevus itself accompanied by other health issues inside the body. Outwardly, these are thick patches of skin, brown or yellow, often growing in long streaks across the body. But the real danger is that the cells causing this birthmark can also affect important organs like the brain, causing seizures, developmental delay, joints divided by bones, causing deformities, or eyes, causing vision problems. In short, if you see a large, abnormal skin birthmark, a full body check, especially of the brain, is needed to detect and treat any potential underlying conditions early.
7. Self-harm.
His keyword is banned on both YouTube and TikTok if you try to search for it. We all know that everyone feels sad, anxious, or empty sometimes. But for those suffering from self-harm syndrome, they try to release those negative feelings by intentionally hurting themselves. This is a form of psychological disorder where the person physically harms themselves, such as cutting their wrists, scratching their skin, tearing their flesh, or banging their head against a wall, but they have no clear suicidal intent. For example, a young person feels overwhelmed by guilt or sorrow. Instead of talking about it, they use a razor to make small cuts on their arm. More severe behaviors can include burning their skin with a lighter, breaking their own bones, or drinking mild poisons to self-inflict harm. That action, though temporary, helps them feel relieved or feel alive, because the physical pain overshadows the emotional pain. Self-harm is a cry for help that shows they are struggling intensely to cope with their emotion. But seriously, there was a time when cutting your wrist was a trend after a breakup or being offended by someone. However, those people weren't truly suffering from this syndrome. They just wanted to seek attention from social media or those around them. Please, don't ever do that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow so I can keep protecting you from these creepy mysteries. Thanks for watching, my dear friends. See you in the next video. Bye.